My identity was pretty much set in stone from my childhood up until I got divorced. I saw myself as a guy that was not attractive enough to date. I was not cool or popular enough to have a lot of friends. I was never going to be socially confident or charismatic. I was always just going to be very average, never really achieving anything in life. I was always going to be the guy that was only fun and likable when he was drinking. And I didn't think I could change any of this. It's sad to say, but I did not question any of these beliefs until everything fell apart. If you're new to the channel, my name is Johnny Kendhammer. I was divorced at 35. I was overweight. I had no goals, no ambitions, and I escaped all my problems through video games. It wasn't until everything collapsed that I realized something, that I could change, I could become a better version of myself, and so now I help men do the same. In yesterday's video, I talked about the 3 mindset shifts that really completely changed how I saw myself. So in this video, I thought I would go over how I live out these new identities and some of the day-to-day activities and habits that I have to really help me become a better version of myself. I think a lot of guys think that through affirmations, through repetition of telling yourself, I am high value, I am confident, that they can change their identity. But it doesn't work like that. It comes through taking action. So we'll go over some of the things that I'm doing currently on a day-to-day basis to reshift my identity, to redefine who I am, to continue to build myself even after divorce from 7 years ago. So the first mindset that shifted my identity was learning that no one was coming to save me. I could sit around, I could mope, I could write letters to my ex, I could send her text messages, I could complain about my weight, I could complain about my job, I could complain about my environment, and that was never gonna get me anywhere. No one's coming to save me. I have to start coming up with a plan of action to start getting what I want. First, I had to identify what I wanted, where I wanted to go, and then I had to start taking the steps to get there. Personal responsibility. I am in charge of my actions. I'm in charge of reacting to my emotions. I can either listen to my emotions or I can choose to ignore them and still take action anyways. So once I learned this mindset, I started going to the gym. I started going to CrossFit. I started going to approach people at trivia nights asking if I could join their team because I wanted to be more social. I wanted to get rid of that limiting belief that I was not attractive enough to date. One of the reasons why I felt unattractive, like I couldn't date anybody at the time of the divorce, was because I was 40 pounds heavier than I am now. I had no goals. I was just playing video games. So I didn't really have a lot of, value to attract somebody new. I was never pushing myself, never trying to be better. I was waiting for somebody to come save me or just take me as I am. I don't want to actually do any hard work, so just take me as I am. So once I learned this mindset of no one's coming to save you, started to take personal responsibilities. That's manifested over the years. You just continue to grow and to improve. So it started with the gym. Then I eventually started to improve my diet a little bit in terms of wanting to be more social. I started to approach people at trivia nights. I started to move around the country to get more experience in bigger cities so I had more people to interact with. Because I knew no one was coming to save me. It was going to be up to me to get the life that I wanted. And now my daily routine is I wake up early, I go for a 4-mile run. I make sure I take care of my body the best I can through a morning routine of apple cider vinegar, a cold shower, meditate. I make my bed every morning because I know that's part of, it's a win first thing in the morning. This goes into the mindset 3 of the actions that you do are a vote for who you want to become. So after reading the Atomic Habits book, I started to just take small steps every day, something that's a win. So making my bed first thing in the morning is an easy win. I'm starting my day off right. My room already looks better because if your room's a mess, your bed's a mess. I started to incorporate the morning routine of apple cider vinegar with a big glass of water. I figured I need to hydrate in the morning. I might as well drink the apple cider vinegar. I don't know if it does anything or not, but I need to hydrate anyways, so I might as well do that. I make sure to take vitamins every day. I eat eggs every day. So I just started to find ways that I could continually improve. And it's like the compound effect. It eventually just adds up to way more than you thought. Like just one day of eating eggs isn't really gonna do much, but if you do it for a whole year in a row, you're gonna start to realize all the benefits. You get more protein, you get more vitamins, you just become, it's just improving you as you go. And that's the same with everything else. Improving your social skills, improving your exercise, going to the gym every couple days. So that's how I'm living my daily habits with, just constant improvement. So I have my morning routine. I go to the gym 4 days a week. My trainer, Mike, has been helping me out with that. He's got me on a good program. He checks my form. And I've been going for a run every morning so I can listen to books on tape, so I can get more information, help you guys out more, just expand my knowledge. These are things that I was never doing while I was married. I never thought I could change. I didn't really understand the importance of growth. I thought, I am where I am, and that's how I'm gonna be stuck. So once I figured out the mindsets of no one's coming to save you, start to improve yourself daily. And then the second one was your growth comes when you start pushing your comfort zone. I was always avoiding this for a long time because it was easy to just be comfortable. You come home from work, you have a long day. It's much easier to go play video games and eat unhealthy than it is to go for a run, go and talk to somebody new, go and learn something different. It was much easier to just come home, veg out, watch the same movies, watch the same TV shows, go back and do it again. And it's especially easy to do when you think that's what you're meant for. You just assume that, yeah, I'm just an average guy. My life is in Wisconsin. It's always going to be in Wisconsin. I'm never going to move, never going to go do anything spectacular. And so you just get in that trap. So learning that growth comes once you push your comfort zone, I started to socialize more. So now the way that I live that on my day-to-day basis now is through making these YouTube videos. I delayed this for 2 years. I made a video 2 years ago, sitting on a park bench saying I was gonna be consistent, I was gonna do this. I think I posted it, but made it private and never released it because I wanted everything to be perfect. And now, because I wanna help you guys out, I wanna give value, and I wanna push my comfort zone. So making content is pushing my comfort zone on a daily basis. Running a business, I'm making sure that I have a cleaning business in Wisconsin. I want to make sure I'm pushing myself to be a good owner, make sure I'm there for my employees, make sure I'm helping them. So this comes down to, personal accountability, improving yourself daily, just running a business. That was something that I never thought I could do. I thought I was always destined for the 9 to 5, working as a software developer, just coasting all day, never really trying or wanting to improve. I just never thought I was good at it. I never thought I could be good at it. So, yeah, that's how I push my comfort zone on a daily basis. I still do some approaching. I haven't as much because I've been seeing somebody, so I don't really need to go and meet new people, but it is good to still do because it pushes your comfort zone. It pushes you to become a better version of yourself. When you go up to somebody and tell them that they look nice, if you've never done that before, it can be a little nerve-wracking. You're afraid that you're gonna get rejected. What happens if she says this? What happens if this happens? So if you've never done that, we'll go back this way. If you've never done that, I would recommend trying it. See how uncomfortable that makes you. See if that's something you can do to push your comfort zone. If you're going through a divorce or a breakup now, I don't know how old you are, doesn't really matter, but it's going to be one of the best ways that you can go to meet a new quality person into your life. It's going to push you to take responsibility for yourself, to go out, to become a better version, to go and risk that rejection. It's going to push your comfort zone. If you do it every day, it's going to make you much more social, much more, outgoing, and just You'd be surprised on the man you become when you get comfortable just going to talk to people throughout your day and not having to just rely on online dating or, social circle. So that's what I do now. I also keep practicing my vulnerability. I want to be able to tell people where I've come from, where I'm going, what I've been through, because I don't want to hold that shame. I was always ashamed of who I was, where I've been, and that's probably the reason why I was very quiet as a kid and as an adult. I didn't want people to know the things that I've done. I felt very shameful of it, but in the end, it made me who I was. There's nothing I can do about it. The more that you talk about it, the more you can just release that stuff. So I'm trying to push my comfort zone there. I'm trying to just be as well-rounded and improve myself as I can. If I see a weakness in me, I want to be able to take that feedback. I want to improve. I've had people give me feedback on these videos, and they've been very helpful. I don't want to take anything personally. I want to learn as much as I can. I want to make these as good as I can. So I'm pushing my comfort zone, and yeah, I'll leave it there, I guess. I think I got my point across. But those are just some of the things that I've been doing. I want to stay consistent. Doing these YouTube videos has been like something I've never done before. I'm actually excited to be working on them. I want to make them as good as possible. I do a lot of research. I like working on the channel, doing everything I can with the thumbnails, the titles. This was something that I never did when I was working. I never thought I could be good at my 9 to 5. I never wanted to be. So pushing my comfort zone has really, made me much more appreciative of what is possible and what I can do. So I'm grateful to you guys for watching. It's been quite the experience. I'm almost at 90 days in a row posting, so that's getting exciting. Yeah, but I guess I'd like to know in the comments, what do you guys do? Are you struggling now to find a routine? Are you struggling now to shift your identity? Do you still have those thoughts of, if you're anything like me, do you have those thoughts of, I'm not attractive enough to date, I'm not ever going to be socially confident or charismatic? These were the things that I grew up with this up until I was 35. I never questioned any of this stuff. I just assumed I was who I was. Just be yourself, they say. And who I was that guy. I wasn't charismatic. I wasn't attractive. I was overweight and addicted to video games. It's not a very attractive quality. So once I realized I could change, and these 3 mindsets really shifted me, I started to lose weight, started to make myself more attractive through growing a beard, losing weight, getting a hair transplant, getting some moles on my face removed that was always bugging me. I just wanted to do things that would raise my value, make me feel better about myself. So just know that it is possible. If you are struggling with anything, I think these 3 mindsets could help you as well. So just post in the comments. What are you working on? What do you want to work on? Where have you been? So I will leave it there. If you are struggling to figure out, where you are, where you want to go, and what you could actually see yourself doing in 90 days, I'll link in the description the Redefine and Rebuild workbook. It'll give you a good work or a good practice to go down and really figure out where you're at in life right now, where you want to be, and if you did all the right actions, where you could be in 90 days. Because in 90 days, you'd be very surprised on the person that you could become if you take the right actions and identify the steps that you need to get there. So fill out that workbook. I think it's super useful. It's what I used to do when I was going through a divorce, and I do it consistently to just make sure I'm on track with my goals. I want to know what my goals are actually. A lot of times I think we drift, and it's easy just to coast by and think we're on the right track, but maybe you're not really living the life you want. So could be helpful. I'll leave that in the description. I'm gonna go home now, hit the gym, and then I got there's the weekly call on the Skool group at 7:30 Central Time. If you guys want to go meet up, just get some advice on what you're working on, if you have any goals or if you want some accountability, or if you just want to vent about something. We're just all there to help each other. So join that call, I guess next week, because this is going to be posted Thursday. Yeah, I guess that's it for today. Enjoy your Thursday.